Okay, so today we're talking about 3 things that New York City has taught me about love. And I've lived in New York City for a year in total now. I went for the first time, or lived there for the first time, my freshman year at NYU. And then I just finished up another semester there. For those who don't know, I go to NYU Shanghai, so my main campus is in Shanghai, but we can study away in New York City. And it was a completely different experience when I came last semester to New York City because I was a completely different person. So here are 3 things that I've learned about love from last semester. And the first one is to not put so much effort into the people who would not do the same for you. It seems pretty straightforward, and I've gotten better at it when it comes to friends. But when it comes to romantic relationships and women, I can't help but develop such a strong crush for this girl, this unrequited crush, to where I just want to do everything and anything for her to show her that, wow, I'm such a great partner, right? I would be such an amazing husband. So I give them everything. I take note of what they like, what they don't like, and I try and buy them things. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just me, but when I really like someone, I just want to buy them things, even if I have no money. Especially in New York City, right? I was broke. I'm still broke, but I still wanted to buy her things. And I put a lot of time and effort into thinking about her and planning out times that we could have conversations, and it was not reciprocated. She didn't even take the time to text me back. So it wasn't until the end of the semester where I realized that I shouldn't be stressing myself out, overthinking this much, and doing all these things that are self-deprecating because of this person. So I've learned to let them go, even if I didn't want to, or working on letting them go, right? But it's indicative that I'm moving in the right direction. I'm trying to not give as much attention to these, I guess, women specifically who won't put in the same effort for me, and making more time for the ones that will, right? So that's the first thing that I've taken away from last semester. The second one is to, I have them written down, by the way, just wrote. You need to have love for yourself in order to offer it to someone else. So I mentioned this in a previous video, but one of my favorite quotes is, "You cannot pour from an empty cup." So if you think you're going to be an amazing boyfriend, girlfriend to this person that you have developed such a strong crush for no reason, because they don't even know you, you don't even know them, but you like them so much, and you feel like you would give them such an amazing relationship if they just gave you the chance, right? If you just went on that one date, they would see that, wow, you're such an amazing person, right? But that confidence comes from a place of, it's kind of false confidence, because you can't even offer that love that you would give to someone else to yourself. So if you can't be self-sufficient, independent, and okay with being without this person, then you wouldn't be able to have a deep connection with them and have a very mature, loving relationship. That is something I come to realize, and it's also why I pedestalized this girl that I was really, really into. And it was because I had such terrible self-concept. The way that I saw myself was in such a bad light that I could never imagine myself with this girl. And that subconsciously gets conveyed when you talk with them, when your body language. And I think she picked up on that, and it doesn't work out, right? So you need to be okay with being who you are first. You need to learn to love yourself in order to love someone else. That is something that I'm developing right now. I'm on a gap semester, so I'm dedicating this time to improving my self-concept, right? So building up my confidence, feelings of self-worth, and just my skills and anything that may contribute to my confidence and how I see myself. A lot of it is mindset too. I've come to realize that it's not necessarily how much money you make, how attractive you are, what you do, your discipline and all that stuff. It's not necessarily those that give you self-confidence. It's the realization that you have that is, I am who I am, and whatever anybody else says does not change that core image of me. Right? So no matter what they say, or you don't use anyone's validation, or don't need anyone's validation to feel confident in yourself. So that is another mental shift that I had to undergo, and it's kind of hard if you're growing up in the past like me as such a people pleaser. You want to make them happy, you want to do everything that they want, right? You end up losing yourself, and it's very easy to externalize your happiness and feelings of self-worth to someone else. If they approve of the way I do things, then I'll feel okay. But that's the wrong way of going about it. Okay, so the last one is over here. Hold on. I didn't memorize these. Oh, yeah. This one's funny. The more you chase someone, the further and faster they run away. So I guess you can assume who I'm talking about here. But I've already come to as I talk more about it, you know that you can't have such an unrequited crush, because it's very detrimental to your mental health and just what you're doing, social emotional well-being, right? I was overthinking a lot, and it was really messing with me. So we already know that stuff. It's not good to, I don't know, put too much importance on someone who doesn't even think of you. You're just another phone number in their contacts page, right? You're no one special to them. So don't think of them as such. They have to earn that. And we all know that, right? But the important part is to detach yourself from the outcomes, right? So I need to get better at being okay when people say no, and not overly excited when people say yes. Let me explain. When you build up your self-concept, you have this sort of feelings and drive of, self-worth. Like you deserve so much in life, and your quality of life is just tremendously better, and you are confident in what you do, and you don't need anyone else to support you in your endeavors, right? You have your own goals, and whatever anybody else says, whenever anybody else does, it doesn't affect what you're doing. And the same thing goes for romantic relationships. I need to get better at detaching myself from the outcome. If this girl texts me back, if this girl says yes to a date or not, it shouldn't change my core mission and what I'm doing. Because last semester, I let it affect me a lot. When she would take days to respond to me, I would let that affect how productive my days are. Whether that's schoolwork, working on my content, I would always be overthinking and be thinking about her when I should be doing my work, right? So detaching myself from those outcomes and actually giving myself an avenue and something else to focus on is what I need to get better at. Being more independent and less focused on what this person says to me. Because I wasn't so attached to her texting me. I was more so attached to the feeling it gave me and the implications that it had. I was like, oh, this girl may be interested in me, right? But that never happened, so we don't need to talk about that. That's pretty much it. Those are the 3 things that New York City has taught me about love. And yeah, if you guys want me to talk about anything else, feel free to drop it in the comments. Or if you disagree with any of these points, let me know. Just to recap, number one, don't put effort into those who wouldn't do the same for you. Number two, you need to love yourself in order to offer it to someone else. And lastly, number three, the more you chase someone, the further and faster they will run away. I love you all. Take care. And let's fall in love with ourselves. See ya.